I'm okay with my business being a construction site. I am okay with my goal being better, not perfection. I've given up the quest for perfection altogether. To change your goal from perfection to progress, from perfection to better, and then just make a commitment. This you can do. Reason number one why physician entrepreneurs find it challenging to market their businesses is they're not confident in what their businesses offer. And so I did a post on Facebook and I said, hey, like if you're not marketing your business, that means you're okay with an empty schedule. What is your biggest challenge? And this is something that came up. I'm not quite confident in what my business offers. And I understand that. Okay. When I started my first business, which was my private practice, I was not really confident because, it was a new practice and all of these things. And I didn't really want to put it out there because what if people then come and they find out it's not as good as they thought it would be and things like that. So I just didn't put myself out there. And you would think after being an entrepreneur for 6 years and then I started EntreMD that I would have gotten over that. But that is not what happened. The same thing showed up where I wasn't confident in the product that I had. I was not confident. When I launched the EntreMD Business School, the feeling that I felt was shame. It's like, oh my goodness, like this is not good enough and things like that. And so I get it, but I want to break it down because if you can understand what exactly is going on, you can overcome it. Why is this important? Because if we do not market our businesses will not grow. We put our businesses in positions where they're at risk. Because if a nice enough competition comes, we're out of luck, right? We put our businesses in positions where we cannot serve the people we came to serve. We cannot create the financial freedom we came to create. We cannot create the time freedom while we're still putting all the work and all the effort, spending time away from our families and all of this stuff, which is supposed to have an ROI, right? Like it's supposed to create time and financial freedom, but it just won't. It's too expensive not to market. So let's talk about this for a second, right? So why was I ashamed of the EntreMD Business School in the beginning, right? Why was I a little hesitant about putting it out there and stuff like that? It really is two reasons. The first reason is that I was so aware of the imperfections, the problems, the challenges, the things we haven't quite figured out, and all of those things. And because I was so aware of them, it put me in a position where it's like, I don't want to bring people into this, right? What I tell my clients is that our businesses are and will always be construction sites. And so when you think about it, a construction site, what happens? The building is incomplete. It's really dusty. There's sand everywhere. It's noisy because of all the tools that are happening, and there are no finishes. You know what I'm saying? Now, so our businesses, our practices will keep getting better and better, but at every point in time, there'll be some area of it where there's dust and is noisy and things don't look as pretty as they could and all of those things. That is not a problem. Once you understand that my business is under construction and my goal is to keep making it better and better, not to make it perfect, then you can let go of the fact that your business is imperfect. Your business will always be imperfect. Now, if you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you know that I love to use the iPhone as an example, right? The iPhone, Apple has never tried to make a perfect phone. They have never tried. They've always aimed to make a better phone, right? And that's the same thing with our businesses. We want to let go of the imperfections of it and just embrace that this is what it is. And as long as day by day, week by week, month by month, we're making it better, then that's okay because now that's the new goal. Right. And so I was so intimately aware of every imperfection of my business. And because of that, it became so difficult to put it out there, to tell people about it, to have people join and all of that stuff. I'm so grateful that's not an issue now, but it was an issue early on. The second reason why, I wasn't confident in what my business offered and all of those things is because I was not intimately aware of the transformation that my business creates in the lives of people. I was not intimately aware of the changes and all of those things that happen. And because of that, I didn't know by default how good it was. Right? So very intimately aware of the imperfections, not aware of the amazing things that this business does. And that's what stopped me from marketing. Right? But let me tell you the way that it is for me now. Okay. Now, I'm okay with my business being a construction site. I am okay with my goal being better, not perfection. I've given up the quest for perfection altogether. Now, when I say that, I want to be very clear. I'm not talking about doing things in a sloppy way. I'm not talking about, whatever it is, what it is. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about going after better and leaving perfection alone. Okay, so my goal is every 90 days, people come back, look at the school, look at the quality of what we do and all that. They're like, oh my goodness, right? That's my goal. So I keep pushing for that, right? We keep pushing for better. But I'm not going after perfection. And the other thing is then I lean into the transformation that happens in school, like transformation, right? We have so many doctors who came into the EntreMD Business School as employed physicians who are now running 7 and multiple 7-figure businesses. It is so wild to think about, right? We have people who will come in and they have their best revenue day, best revenue week, best revenue month. We recently had a doctor, she posted this publicly on social media. She's been in the EntreMD Business School for 3 months, right? Think 90 days. And she's had her best revenue day, best revenue week, best revenue month. She's like, I've made back my investment in the EntreMD Business School. And so now what I do is I sit in that. I sit in, oh my goodness, like this is so amazing. This is so amazing what happens in the school. And so because of that, now I go and I'm looking for people who need what I have to offer. And I'm telling them, oh my goodness, you have to check out the EntreMD Business School. If you're somebody who wants to build a business that gives you time and financial freedom while letting you have a huge impact, the EntreMD Business School is the place for you. If you've been an entrepreneur and you built a business and now it's busier and now the revenue is coming in, but you want to throw it away because now you're so burnt out, you can't find the time, you can't find the right team members. Even when you find them, you have a really challenging time delegating to them and all of that stuff. I'm like, come into the school. We have exactly what you need in spite of our imperfections. You see what I'm saying? And so I really want to invite you to do these two things. And it seems so simple, but I want you to do them. First of all, I want you to change your goal from perfection to progress, from perfection to better. And then just make a commitment. This you can do. Make a commitment every single day, every single week, every single month. We're going to work on making this business better. And when we talk about better, it means we're giving our people better results, they're having a better experience, and all of those things. And then the second thing is that you're going to go sit and you're going to take inventory of the life change that has happened as a result of your business as it is now. And you want to lean into that and you want to understand this is what my business does, right? The more you embrace better as opposed to perfection, and the more you lean into what your business does, the more confident you'll be in what it is your business does. And you can come up and you're like, oh my goodness, let me tell you about it, right? And I want that for every single one of you, okay? So I want you to do that. Now, if you're like, I get it, Dr. Una, I see what you're talking about, but I need some help and all those things, well, that's what we exist for, right? In EntreMD, we help doctors become entrepreneurs. We help them become the kinds of entrepreneurs who can build dominant brands, who can build rock star teams, who can get their time back, who can live life on their terms, who can build a dream business while living their dream life. That's what we do. Okay. So if that's something you're like, I need help with, book a call with my team, entremd.com/call. And we'll be happy to, look into your business, what exactly it is you want to accomplish, and which of our offerings is best for you, because we have something for physicians at every stage. Okay. So I'm rooting for you. I want you to think of a time when now you are this person, you have fallen in love with your offer. You have fallen in love with what your business does. You're happy to announce it from the rooftops because you understand how much transformation is bringing, how much change it can bring. And there's so many people who are looking for just this, like this is exactly what they need. I want that for you. Okay. And while you're doing all of that, I want you to share this episode with the doctors in your world, because imagine a world full of physicians who confidently talk about what it is they do. It makes me so excited because physicians are amazing. We have businesses that are people first. We have businesses that, help people change. We turn our world right side up with our businesses. It's part of our legacy. So imagine us being empowered to show up and talk about it confidently. Okay. So I want you to go do that. I want you to do your homework, and I'll see you on the next episode.